Hi everybody, this is part two. I'd like to talk about the comparison and the analysis. With my project, I really wanted to find a way to incorporate technology, and it was when I looked at the definition as they define it, which is the application of scientific knowledge for practical purposes, especially in industry. I know they focus on computer technology here, but I really like that definition, which is the application of scientific knowledge. And I feel all the projects that I have mentioned, they all kind of involve a little bit of something different. With the heat, we're talking about thermal technology, and we're using solar power. With the charger, we're using electric technology powered by solar. Aquaponics, we're looking into chemistry, we're looking into science. All of these simple projects can become very, very, very advanced with the use of technology because aquaponics is a field in itself where it's actually being used to feed, I wouldn't say countries, but there are some small organizations that are really turning to it and they're switching from just traditional farming. We all know solar electricity is a thing of the future. All the houses are essentially using it now. I mean, all the really, really expensive houses. And with solar power, I just think it's the way of the future. And I think if we can get started on it now, we can kind of, what do you say, pave the way and kind of make the transition a little bit smoother. The different ways that these solutions can be applied, aside from businesses and residentials, is homeless shelters, I think, in particular, because we as a nation, we fund the homeless shelters. And I think it would be awesome if we could find a way to make the homeless shelters more self-sustaining. If they can save some of their electricity costs, save some of their heating costs, save some of their food costs because they have to feed everybody. I think that would go a long way. Community centers, the community parks that host these after-school programs for children. It's just every little bit that counts. If they're able to save money on little things, they're able to hire better workers. They're just able to give back, and that's really what the whole concept of self-sustaining is that you're able to save in one spot so you can give into another. So maybe we're able to save some money here so we can help out another community there. We've got an excess of food here. Somebody's hungry, we'd be able to give them some food there. Somebody wants a place where they can read but they don't have any lights. We've got solar power. Like even though our solar panels are very basic, they can grow and they can expand. And that's, to me, is the thing that really compelled me to really introduce it because even though these projects are so basic, they can grow exponentially. Even though most of these projects are designed to be done in a day, maybe an hour, two, or three, I really wanted to find a way to leave the option open where children could kind of come back the next day and talk to the teachers or talk to the people, to us, and mention how they feel they could improve on the idea, improve on the project. I would really love if the teachers took it upon themselves to kind of make it a class project. That way, when we leave at the end of the school year, the seventh graders will come up with their prototype versus the eighth grade prototype, and it can just be something that the school is very well known for because kids talk. If one school has this and another school doesn't, we want to get them thinking, hey, Jameson School over there has solar power. Their kids have this and that. How come our school isn't doing that? And if kids can do that and they see that they're making a difference in the school and in the community, they're gonna want to keep working and they're gonna want to keep motivating the change and keep powering it. And I think that to me is the biggest thing behind this movement is just we want to let the kids know, hey, you can do this, and if you do it and it works, we want to follow you because this is where it's going, and you kids are the future. Some of the facts that I was thinking about when I was assembling this was some of the new inventions that are coming out, or they're constantly being made by children. It's not very well known, but Intel was responsible for coming up with the concept of wireless charging. But that was created by a child, and when the child pitched the idea to Intel, I believe Intel sponsored that child with no, it was either 200,000 or $1 million, and that's just incredible. Like it's a child, I believe. 12 to 16 years old, but a child getting that kind of money, or grant money, to just kind of continue doing his research. I want these kids to see that, and I want them to say to themselves, hey, that could be me. And I think this concept of learning and applying it is much, much better than just reading a book, taking a test, because I know for me and everything I've done, as a mechanic and as a nurse, and now learning about tech, everything that I have applied, I've remembered that much more. And the things that I have applied that were successful, there's some of the things that I use to kind of build my confidence off of, because I know that I have been able to build stuff and do things that other people have not. It gives me a sense of empowerment knowing that, hey, I was able to do that because I put my time into it. Some of the ways that this could affect the community is, I would imagine that the kids, when they go home after the first day, the second day, the third day, is that they're all talking about it. They're talking about it. They're talking about it on the bus. They're talking about it on the way home. But I really want them to think about how they can apply it at home. And that's the biggest thing with these projects is, hey, you know what? My little brother has a room. It's always cold in there. Let me make him a solar heater. We don't have a lot of electricity in the house sometimes. We just got the one phone. Maybe we can come up with something to charge the phone in case the electricity gets cut out. Just something basic. I just want the kids to feel like we can help. Like our parents were never shown this kind of technology. We were showed this technology. We should be able to help. I want them feeling, you know what, Dad, I'm going to help you with those bills. Mom, I'm going to help you with that food. And I think by just making them feel like they can contribute and showing appreciation for what they can do, it will go a long way in stopping the violence and just in creating an actual community where people want to help each other versus, a war zone or just like dangerous schools, gang banging and all that nonsense, where it's very hard to hate somebody that you know and somebody that you've actually talked to. I think one of the most influential things I've seen was an interview between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, because they hated each other. But then they were forced to talk to each other during a commercial, and I think they said it best, which was, once you get to know someone, it's very, very hard to hate that person. And I think just getting them in the mindset to work together for a common cause, I think that's something that we would be very proud of altogether. Some of the risks with the projects, I know that they're a little bit hard, but I think preparation can solve that. The cost of the projects, I spent so much time trying to find the most cost-effective ways to create everything. I don't imagine any of these projects costing more than $100 each. I'm sure with funding, donations, we can find a way to minimize those costs. Safety can also be an issue, but I believe that if we prepare everything and we really take our time to show how incredibly valuable this is, I think all these minor risks can be taken care of. In conclusion, with my project, I really feel by exposing children to something of this nature, I don't think it's something that they would ever really get to see. I know it's something I've never seen as a child. I've only seen it because I actually looked it up myself out of curiosity. I think by exposing it to them at a young age, it'll get their minds thinking. And I think that's the most important thing, is I want them to constantly think about, oh, what if we did this? What if this? What if this? And part of creativity, I think, is innovation. And I think if we can get the kids to innovate, we'd be setting them up